Alright, hello. Welcome back to the day 5 of the raylib game jam for raylib 6.x. And yeah, we're making a shoot 'em up with hexes and merging. Yeah. I think last time, yes, so I made kind of this inventory screen where you can, or you can't really do anything yet, but we're showing like your inventory here, and here's your ship. Now I did update the graphics. I did a little bit of graphics update here. However, I need to update the player sprite. Which is here. Excuse me. And let's go over to GIMP here. Yeah, I updated this a tiny bit here. 186.47. 31.27. Oh, nice. It's actually less. And 3, I'm just gonna leave there. Okay. And then I did some of the items as well. So there we go. There's our ship. Although I think, I think I'm just gonna disable the tint and just have the tint like built into the sprite sheet instead. So don't do the tint. There we go. But the thing is, now we have like 2 versions of the player sprite. So we have like the, you know, the version where this is like in the gameplay, and this is when you modify. So yeah, so this will be like a separate sprite that we have to define. So let's add that in somewhere. Maybe we could do sprite, and then I'm just gonna add like modification sprite. Okay, and it's essentially, well, just 219. It's just changing the X here, 219. Okay, and then we'll go to draw, modification ship. We will get the component, and play component, body, wait, yes, body type, modification sprite, draw. All right, there we go. Okay, so next thing is like, you should be able to drag this in. Also, I do, now that I have like some of these icons, I want to add them for the items as well. So the machine gun is going to have, let's see, machine gun is going to have machine gun sprite. Okay, yeah, this is the weapons. This is actually, I've changed this now. Actually, yeah, so these are kind of the sprites. Actually, I need to remove these surrounding things. Because those should not be part of the item graphics. Actually, I'll just select all this, and I will do select by color. No, select by color, and then I will. No. Okay. So, for example, the machine gun. Is going to be something like this, I think. 113, 141. $17.19. And we don't tint it. All right, that is that. I'm gonna actually just do this, just a sprite, so we can get it as well. So now we can add, sprite here for the item. No, it's going to be for each one of these. Okay, so now we should have a generic way to get the sprite of an item. So we can just say, yeah, here. So when we draw the item here, we have the item, and then we can say item sprite draw. Position. That should be, yeah, that should be the center, I think. Alright, so weapon mod. And now, what's this? Weapon. Okay, so now body mod shield and weapon mod damage need to implement this. And so if we go to machine gun, and we take this sprite, we go to shield, we add it here, and now we can find the shield, and the shield is gonna be this. So that is 113, 121, and they should all have the same size. Actually, you know what I will do? I'll probably add a layer here that is gonna basically copy this. Yeah. Yeah, but this one is wrong. And also I think all of these should go down. Oops. There. So when I want to, you know, they should fit on this hexagon like this. And so this will kind of mark their size and where they should be. And this actually sticks out a little bit, so that's actually an issue maybe. Unless... but anyway, that is the sprite. Actually, the sprite depends on the tier, but I'm just gonna do this for now. And then we have damage mode. Which is this one here. 95, 143. Oops. All right. Cool. So now we should be seeing that item there instead of seeing a blue square. There we go. There's our little item. It looks weird though. Oh. Guess I didn't copy the thing. But it's not entirely... Maybe I'll scale up the whole thing actually. Just so we can see it more clearly right now. I mean, the screen size is supposed to be 720, 720. However, it's kind of small right now. It could be maybe enhanced by maybe like 0.5, like 1080. It's gonna look weird now because I have to change some other stuff. Actually, it doesn't really look that weird. But then you should actually be this times 1.5 as well. Oh. Okay, whatever. Let's just pick 608. And we can also change the zoom, perhaps. Maybe, or because it still looks kind of the same. Weirdly enough. I'm gonna say if the mode is dev. Yeah, I mean, they are definitely the same size. So I need to zoom in as well. Zoom. So if mode is dev, we get something, and then you are 2. 1.5 times 2 is 3. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. All right, so cool. Now, what I want to do for here then is to be able to select, like click on a thing, have it selected. So let's go over to modification. So modification shift inventory. Actually, let's go to modification state. We should have like selected item, the view size. Let's start at. Actually, it could be. I guess it could be an optional. Because if you don't have any items, it's optional. Setup will say, well, we need the player, and no. Player component to get the inventory. We need to look into the inventory. And we need to basically find the first item that is not null. So that will be kind of the selected item. Or we could just start with having no item selected as well, I guess. Yeah, sure. And so when we go into modification state, we call setup, yeah. Okay, so that's great. And then over here, we're gonna say like if sprite contains point, position is going to be position, this is going to be mouse position, then, well, and is mouse pressed, then we want to select the item, so that's going to be modification state, which we should get here. Actually, it's just game.modification state or self. And then select an item should be I. Yeah. And we need the mouse position. So there we go. All right. So now we should be able to click on an item to select it. But of course nothing is really triggered on that, so but it is selected. We should then also draw item description and the item. So essentially we could do like if modification state, select an item, and if player component inventory items I, then we want to draw that description. But this description, yeah, that looks maybe fine. Okay, yeah. And let's also draw a little selection box. We could just take this here, make what's happening? You oh, I see. I need to copy the background. There we go. Hello, Blue. What's up? What's up? What's up? Alright, and then I'm gonna take this. Is there a way to like tint? Colorize. Okay. Yeah, colorize. Yellow. There we go. And so when we draw the inventory, we draw the empty slot and then the sprite. However, we also want to draw maybe on top of sprite or below it, I'm not sure. Let's do below it, and I would check like if modification state, select an item, and if select an item is equal to I, then we draw the selection border. How's it going, Blue? By the way. Yo, Code Guy, what's up, what's up? How's it going? You will be a game or self in its sprite. So 93-101, 1719. And then we draw that in the position. There we go. Building shell in RS in Rust. Following code crafter site, do all tasks. Okay. Building shell. What do you mean? You're building your own, like you're making your own shell? Do you have cold? Your voice seems to change. I was in yeah, I mean I was in the what's it called? Like bathhouse is what we call it. And I did some jumps, and I got some a bunch of water in my nose, so that's probably the reason. Your own shell? Okay, cool. Are you using like ANSI codes, or how? Like, or are you using some kind of library for printing to the terminal or something like that? Yeah, I'm confused. Why is this not working? Is it because we're drawing the item on top of it? I mean, the item shouldn't... oh, wait. It's the classic problem where I forgot to copy over the latest image. There we go. Although it looks a little bit muted, I want it a little bit more bright. So let's take maybe this. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. Manual coding, just pure Rust. Okay. Alright. I'm not sure. Okay, I think it's because it's like overlapping with the other things. Whatever. This is good enough. Okay, so this is selected. We could also make it go on top here. Although what we could do is actually save the index or save the position. Yeah, let's do that. So essentially, instead of drawing it directly here, we're gonna save the position. So whatever did I call this? Select the position equals position. There we go. And then in the end over here, if we have the selected position, we get that position and we can now draw that there. So that will now be drawn on top of everything and not get hidden behind other tiles there. There we go. Cool. And now one thing that I want to do is like drag and drop here. You spent 6 hours today. Nice. So what kind of features are you thinking that you're gonna add? Or what kind of features should the shell have? Okay, so drag and drop. We're gonna have to add some state here. So I'm gonna say drag payload. It's gonna be optional. Actually, it's just gonna be the selected item. Actually, yeah. So we don't really need a payload. We could do like drag. If we want to have, I'm just gonna make it instantly trigger, like the drag and drop or dragging action. So we don't really need, we need to kind of like, we need to just have a bool like is dragging, I guess. No. And if we are dragging, we wanna draw that. So if modification state is dragging, If we're not dragging, we shouldn't do anything. If we are dragging, we are going to draw. We're going to get the mouse position. And we're going to get the item is going to be, well, we need to get the inventory. And I'm just going to assume that we have a selected item at this point, because otherwise we wouldn't be dragging. And we should also have an item there. And then we're going to say sprite, draw, and position is just going to be mouse position. We could increase, I guess we could increase the scale to match the scale we have in the thing. Duplicate, struct name, drawing, oh yeah, draw, drag. Okay. So now, if we press and hold, I'm gonna do this, and I'm also going to say is dragging is true. Okay. So as soon as I select, the dragging action will kind of start here. There we go. But as soon as we actually release the button, if released, then we should actually, we don't want to set selected item, but this should go back to false. So now as long as I hold down, it should be still dragging. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. And then we should also be able to like drop it. So that's the next part. Let's see. So basically, then it's gonna be like over here. If we are dragging, you know what? I'll move this. Over here. Or it could be actually down here. Yeah, let's just put it here, actually. So if it's released, we stop dragging. And we should also modify. I know I'm putting logic like this. If I wanted to do this properly, I would put this in the update function and not the draw function. But it really doesn't really matter. You know, it only matters for code quality. But I just don't care at this point. I just want this to work here because I have so little time left. Okay, so what we need to do is like if we are in one of these slots, so we need to have a way to kind of go in here and get like, we have the slots here, but we don't really have like their position. Well, actually we do have their positions. Actually we have the offset. Yeah. All right, so actually let's just go through. Well, let's go player component slots, and we get a slot here. And then we could get the index as well. Whoops. Okay. So we can get the offset. It's going to be query component, body offset, slot index is I. Okay. That's the offset of the body slot, but then we also have okay, that's the offset. Yeah, the local offset, and then we have position. So the actual like center here is gonna be position plus offset. And then we're gonna take, I think it's like, well, we're gonna do the empty slot renderable. We're going to get the we're going to call contains point, and position is center. Oh shit, now I need to modify this actually. So now I need scale. Okay, I'll just add these here. Scale, rotation, scale, rotation. All right. Yeah. Point is gonna be the mouse point or mouse position. Scale is 2, rotation 0. So if we contain the point, now we should either like swap out the item that's in and fill the item in with what we had. So we'll do like if well, actually we could just say that for first I want to make a copy of the source. So that's gonna be query component, inventory items, modification state, selected item. Yeah, it should not be nullable. So that's the copy of that item. And then, so now we have that, because now I'm gonna actually override this to be the thing that was in the slot. So now body slots I is gonna be equal, no, that's what, right, so we're basically swapping them here. Okay, and the body slots I is gonna be equal to copy. And we need the mouse position. And you're not used. Oh, because I can just say this equals that, and you are that. Okay, and now you need a bunch of extra information, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so now we should be able to actually put things in the slots there. Or not. Okay. What I want to do actually is I want to render also the, like if we're on the drop zone, I want to render that. So let's see, draw modification. If we're dragging and we release the thing, let's take mouse position here. Let's get Dragging is false. Also, we should set the selected item to be null. Okay. I'm gonna do this here. Item self modification state selected item. Pretty sure this is possible to do. Why is it const though? Oh. Okay. Fine. Right. So let's see. But if we didn't release, we want to draw. We want to check if we are dragging over one of the slots. And if we are, then we are going to say we're going to draw the border. No, select the border. Wait, what is it? A selection border. We're going to draw that onto center, scale 2. Yeah. So that would give it, you know, if you're hovering over the area. Yeah, I mean, okay. So the offset is not entirely correct then. Also, we should only allow for 1. So, yeah, because this, now essentially this will be duplicated. Oh yeah, maybe it is working, or no, it doesn't work because yeah, because then we should have seen the original, like the inventory item get deleted. But really, if this happens, we should break. Because we shouldn't like allow if they overlap there. But they shouldn't overlap though. So now only 1 can be at the same time. However, we're still... Okay, I see. I see. So if we release the button, we probably don't want to deselect. We only want to deselect if we actually drop it in. Yeah. So it select now when we like drop it, it's yeah, it doesn't deselect it. But if we drop it in, we deselect it. Okay, so it actually did deselect it, but for some reason it still doesn't work. Like, we get a copy of the selected item. This is from the inventory. Then we set the inventory to be the slot, which should be... Wait. We might actually already have a machine gun in that slot. I just realized. That is probably... Excuse me if you can hear the kind of noise in the background there. It's like the door is going crazy because... I'm just gonna open this door here. Okay. And I'm also gonna get a drink here. Maybe. Something else is... Man, the whole house is like vibrating because of that washing machine. Alright. Now it stops. Alright. So, yeah, so why is this? Yeah, okay. So what we want to do is, same as in inventory, in the modification shape, we're not actually drawing the items. So, that's the thing. So we basically want to do this here. So, and that we can do here for make component body slots. And we also need this. We're gonna get the item, which is gonna be the slot, or else continue. And this is going to be scaled up. The position for the center is going to be position add offset. The offset is going to be free component body offsets. There we go. Alright. So now we should see that the weapons are there. And we can like drop into them. The offsets are not like entirely correct though, so I'm gonna change the offsets a little bit. So we go to player body, and we need to move them over a little bit. It's gonna be trial and error here. Huh. I think one of them was pretty fine. They really don't move a lot. I'm gonna figure out the left one first, because that one is closest, I guess. Okay. There we go, and then it should move down a little bit. So 0.6 maybe. Yeah, that's pretty much on the spot there. Okay. And then the other one should also be 0.6, and then maybe 95. Probably should be more. This is weird. Why is it so off? I mean, oh, because it's centered maybe? It needs to be like on the edge. Or even beyond the edge. I'm gonna move it down a little bit, and you're gonna be 1.1. Probably better if we had actual points we could more easily define here. That's gonna be good enough, I'll say. I'm not sure why it's cut off here. The size of the ship might be wrong here. 3127. So this one is 3127, but then we move this over. This one is could be like wider. It's 3327. Okay. And that's gonna mess up the whole thing. Okay, they need to move over to the left a little bit. I'm gonna put 0, 0 there. And a 1. Yeah, sure. That looks fine. Cool. That might need to be moved down like 1 pixel or something, but I don't know. Maybe this was a stupid decision to make this relative or like some kind of ratio thing. But yeah, yeah, they need to like move over, scooch over like by a couple of like pixels here. Okay, this one is actually perfect now. Yeah. But this one... Oh, wait. It should be negative. There we go. Okay. Cool. Now, well, okay. One thing that I didn't actually account for was dragging these back. So... Actually, if we go to modification state, selected item is like, actually, let's make this then union enum. We could make it union enum. We could also just have a pointer to the inventory that we are currently selecting from, which is going to be this type here. And that can also be optional. And inventory, this should be like selected item inventory. Okay. So now oh, that's the shop. Okay, so we should do this for the modification ship as well. So if we are not dragging, I guess, we can also do it here. If we press left, we are also dragging. And if we, yeah, item sprite contains point. However, now the inventory is not the inventory there. It's going to be the body slots instead. And we're just going to have to get the mouse position at all times there. Except you should be 2. All right. Okay, so now we can actually select an item from the body slots as well. However, it's crashing. Yeah, it's still going to not work here. Select an item. So this will be actually, I'm gonna do, it's not gonna be player component, it's gonna be modification, state, inventory. There we go. Oh, still crashing. Okay. This one. Yes. So this would be modification state, certain item inventory. There we go. Actually more efficient as well. Okay. Wait. The offset is a little bit weird. But okay. So the thing is... Okay. Actually, yeah. So let's do if we release on the same item, we shouldn't, yeah, we shouldn't actually stop the drag. And this is a pointer to the selected item. We can also get the pointer to the drop. No, we should stop the drag, but we shouldn't deselect, even if we, yeah. So over here, we're gonna say, we're gonna get the slot item. If slot, this is a pointer to the slot item. If this is equal to select an item, because those are pointers, you should be able to say equals. It's just a number there. Yo Penguin, yo Phil, what's up? How's it going this evening, I guess, for you maybe? Slash night, maybe soon. Slot is select an item. Then we don't actually want to do this. I'm gonna just say continue here, or actually break, because we're not gonna find any other items to do this with. There we go. So now, for example, I can click here. It should stay selected, but it's not. Okay. So is it not equal? This is a pointer to the inventory, select an item. That should be the slots pointer, should be the same pointer. If they're equal, we break. Oh, maybe it's because it's not selected, actually. Right. But we are selecting it here, though. It's not going to be released. Oh yeah, the selection border we also need to draw as well here. If I is equal to modification states with item, then we will draw that. Oh, okay. And modification state inventory. Whoops. Equal to play component body slots. Okay, so you can't equal slice. There's like meta equal. How does that work for slices? Pointer slice, it just checks the pointer and the length, so that's perfect. We can use that. Cool. Just so it doesn't do like a deep check. Yeah, here we go. Strange. Wait. The offset is scaled, right? When is the offset scaled? It's scaled here. And you're actually called here, okay. So this would be that this is the drop zone. Maybe that should be a different color. I'm just gonna make it a different color actually. So we're gonna take this. Merge down. I'm gonna select this. And actually I'm just gonna pick a color here. Let's do like green. Super bright green. Whoops. Why can't I select by color? I don't understand. Okay. Okay, and then a little bit darker. So this is gonna be the kind of swapping color. 75-101. And this is the swap order. So we should see the difference there. Yeah. And then this is just a weird behavior. I don't really know why that's happening. Because it's like we press left, we check if the item sprite contains the point. Oh, center. Okay, there we go. Except that's wrong. So draw inventory. If this is the selected item and the inventory, let's just do this. If inventory is equal, actually we need to do meta equal this, and then create component inventory items. Okay, so if they are equal, this is the selected thing. There we go. The weird thing is like these two trigger this thing, but this doesn't. So I think it's because the draw description also needs same check here. Draw item description. Yeah, we're taking it from inventory. Actually, this is more simple because we can say inventory here instead. Maybe we don't even need these. And actually, that could just be simplified. Okay, so now we see description for whatever. Like, yeah, we have two different inventories, but we're seeing like the description of the thing that's selected. I can swap them. The only thing that I can't do is actually swap onto another slot down here. Or deselect. That would be nice to do as well. But yeah, swapping to a place down there would be good as well. Selected item. We don't really need a pointer here. You're gonna get... We could do like... well, it really depends. If we need a pointer or not. This could be an optional item. Actually, let's just do this version here. So this is going to be an optional pointer to an optional item, because we might not get a pointer because we might not have anything selected to get the pointer. So if we don't have an inventory, we can't have a pointer to optional item. Otherwise, also if we don't have a selected index, why is this not working? Or else return null, then we don't have anything there. Oh, because I'm recording macro. And then, but now we can return actually inventory I. That will give you the pointer. Here we just get the pointer. It's going to be select item pointer, and then return the the constant there. Okay, so instead of doing all this, we could just say select an item, and this will give us the item, and then we could just draw it. Okay. Yeah. Wait, what's this? Cannot dereference. Oh, right. If we don't get one, we return null. Cool. All right. So we can also have some kind of convenience for this as well, but well, maybe, because we're gonna do the merge thing as well. This one essentially checks if the item is selected. So is item selected? Index and inventory. Return meta equals actually also if we don't have an inventory, we should just return false. If inventory is equal to our selected inventory is equal to this inventory, and I or self-selected, that's also the case here, that we need to get the item. Self-select item, or else return false if selected item is equal to I. Yeah. Okay, so now go back here, and instead of doing all this, we can say if state is item selected, I inventory is for these slots. Okay. And similar here, we could make a convenience function for like setting the item, but that's simple enough, so I'm just gonna keep that as is there. Because then we don't need to worry about any null checks or anything like that. Select an item. This could just be... This is just gonna be the pointer. So it's just gonna be like select an item pointer, and we can unwrap it because we know that we should get one, and now that should be correct. Yeah, this one clears it, and here we're also checking, you know, if it's the same. So essentially, modification is item selected, I inventory is create component, inventory items, and we do that. Item if there is no item, I guess we return. But it should be there. So I'm actually gonna unwrap it. Alright. It doesn't hurt with a tiny bit of code quality. Especially since I know that I'm gonna actually add more stuff here. It just became too cumbersome to kind of deal with this. Okay, so yeah, so we should also be like, there's also the merge mechanic that we still need to do, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But first I want to be able to like unequip items to like put them in slots down here. Maybe even auto select a slot it could be in, or just pick the slot that you're hovering over, let's say. So when we draw the inventory, same kind of deal when we're doing this here. If we're doing all this crap, let's put you over here. If this was released, if we're dragging and we release the button, we stop the dragging, we will actually, do we stop the dragging then up here? Like if we need to check, I don't think we are stopping the dragging here actually, because now we have a separate handler for stopping the dragging, unless we move this entire thing to a separate thing. Yeah, so I need to remove this here. Here we can add it though. It's gonna get called over here a bunch of times actually. Actually, it's probably better to call it outside. Because, yeah, otherwise we're in this loop and it's gonna set dragons to false, which means that next time it's just gonna check the one thing and then this never gonna go in here again. So this one should be good here. We get to select an item. We are going to loop through the things here again. And we're going to get the index. And we are going to say we need like this. We need offset. No, we don't actually. Well, we need a position. We need to calculate the position here. So it's going to be the same calculation happening over here. Actually, so let's I guess we'll just copy all this crap. It does that with a little bit of copying. There is some mismatching going on here. Okay. Item is... Wait. Oh, I see. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say empties. We're gonna get that, and we're gonna use that instead. we go. Now, if that contains the point and we release it, now we know, and we can break. Actually, we're breaking the outer. Oops. We know that we should drop it here. So essentially, we will do the same thing. We'll do a copy and all this crap. Select an item we already have. The slot is actually not slot. This is going to be the player component inventory. No. So let's do, well, let's call this the slot maybe. Player inventory items I. Okay. So we copy the selected item, we set the selected item to slot, and we set the slot to the copy. So we're swapping them there. And then we break out of this entire thing, because we have done the thing. So then we're gonna set you select the item to null, and select the item inventory to null. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. Now we should be able to move from the body slots here to one of these. Yeah. And we can also do this now. That just you know, that's just for free, essentially. Although we can't actually select these now. So that, okay, we're missing the equals check. If no, if slot is equal to that, we're gonna break outer. Okay, so now we can select them, can move them around. Okay, now let's also draw the drop zone if we are in the inventory. So here is that thing. So if we are dragging but we are not releasing, then we should draw the drop zone. And the offset is actually it's gonna be the same thing over here, but now we have an index instead of this other stuff. So you would be I. Or we just do the same. Yeah, we'll just do the same one again. And you are Y. Okay, so now we have a center. We check if we are in the thing. Except you need to be 1 now. Okay, well, it's not entirely correct. Slot size. That should be the correct, that should be the same calculation. Oh, also, we need another break here. Yeah, it's like it's kind of scaled up or something. Where's that happening? Multiply by slot size. Right. Because I changed the scale back to 1 here for these. What? Okay, so the scale is the same. Like the scale seems to be correct. Also, when I drop, it also seems to be correctly. It's just the rendering here of the drop zone that is incorrect. Like the scale of the rendering is correct, but the position is way off. Why is that? This should be the same here. The calculation there. It's like these are the same. Offset X is the same. This should be the same. Position is the same. Wait. Center adds offset. Oh. Okay. There we go. No, it's still wrong. Also, that crashed. What? What is this crash? Attempted to use a null value. Okay. What the hell is happening? I removed the... So we basically added offset twice. That was the thing. But now I removed that, but it still has the same issue, which is super weird. Wait, okay. I think I accidentally pressed twice here at some point. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now you can clearly see where you're dropping it. Well, sort of clearly. Maybe I should draw this like with some transparency or something. But now we can't drop into the thing. And I'm guessing it's gonna have to do with when we do this and we're dragging and we're releasing, and now we're doing that. Here we're trying to unwrap the thing. I think we will actually do like an or else here. And return, because there was not gonna be any selected item. Kind of wonky this spaghetti here, but whatever. Okay, there we go. And now let's try to see if it's actually swapping here, because we all have the same, it's all the same item. So I'm gonna add another item here. It's gonna be the weapon. No, it's gonna be the body mod. Why do I not get like completion for that? Body mod shield. Okay. Yeah, there's the shield. And it's properly being swapped around there. Cool. Maybe we should also have like a summary of what you have equipped, maybe. I'm not sure. That would be kind of cool. Because now it's like you have to click on this. Okay, we have a shield. And we have the machine gun. Or we have 2 machine guns. Okay, but let's finish this here. Let's actually go now and... I mean, we could try and do the tier upgrade merge thing, because that's also going to be one of the basic things we should have in this interface. Now, okay, so there's 2 things I want to do there. It's like making the merge happen so that we can merge items so they will increase the tier. And then the other thing is also changing the sprite so it will correspond to the new thing. So let's do that first. We have like item, and whenever we have the sprite function, we should probably pass in the tier or something. Like from here we have the tier, so we can actually just say, well, the sub functions are gonna get a tier here. Or we could just get the item, I guess, as well. Actually, yeah. Let's just pass the item, the whole thing. But now you also need the item. We're not used yet. You need the item, so I'm gonna give you the item. And you're also gonna need the item. All right. And you there we go. So now, here, we're gonna grab the item here and we're gonna switch on tier. And there's 3 tiers. It's tier 1, aka 0. Gonna return that. We're gonna have this sprite. We have tier 1 and 2, otherwise I'm just gonna say unreachable. Alright, so these sprites are located over here. Now I think they are kind of moved up 1 maybe. Not sure exactly. So this is tier 1. It's 131. So it should be just moved over by that many pixels, actually. And you're 149. Okay. So that gives us the different tiers for that one. And then we have the shield sprite somewhere. Same thing here, except we start out there. And probably just gonna be the same, yeah. All right. Now, let's see. Right, so we need to add functionality to merge now as well. So essentially, the thing is then, like, let's say you're in this here. Okay, and you want to, now you're just swapping, right? We're swapping them out. How do we decide that we want to actually merge? Because you might just want to swap the positions. Unless we like always merge. And if you want to swap positions, you have to kind of manually move them around like this. But there shouldn't actually be any downside to merging. Like, there's no like, because we don't really have, let's say, you know, we introduce a kind of reactor mechanic where a reactor determines how many like items you can have and stuff like that. There's nothing like that. You just equip things willy-nilly, and you know, the best thing you got, that's the thing you can add into the, there's no limitations, so there's no downside to merging. So maybe we should always merge in that case. Like, this one is there, and then this will merge it to the next level. Yeah. Okay. Let's just make that decision. Hello, players. Have a nice day. Thank you. How's it going? Are we gonna hang around? or are you busy studying? Okay, so now the thing is like, okay, so how do we do the merge? Essentially, like when we release on a thing here, we have to determine, should we swap or should we merge, right? Swap or merge. So this is a swap action. Swap items. Select an item slot. Yeah, that is a swap action. Pointer to an optional item. B is a pointer to an optional item. Copy is A is equal to B is equal to copy. Okay, and then essentially that's gonna happen over here as well. There we go. If it's the same item, we don't do anything. Otherwise, we always swap, but we want to also be able to merge the items. So we could have a check. Let's do can merge pointer to an optional gamejam. I guess this is a bool, or it could give us the actual item that we can merge into, maybe. Now, so this one essentially, A is A or else return false. So both have to exist. Then we need to check. Hello. Oh. Right, hang on. I think we need to do this. We need to do like if A then we get the pointer to that. I think this is how you have to do it, maybe. Maybe there's another way. I don't actually know. Is that gonna be shadowing? Not sure. No, probably not. Okay, cool. So then we check if a item type. We could also have like can merge written into the thing, but we essentially want to check like if the item type is equal to B item type. If it's not equal, we return false. So then we kind of return a switch on item type, inline else. Or let's just do this. So node A means the same, right? But we still have to do the thing. You know what? Let's actually just return A can merge with B, which is another item. Okay, and then we're gonna check if item type equals to other item type. If it's not equal, we return false. Switch item type, weapon. Then we will say and we need actually the item as well. We get the item as well. Self other item. So if weapon type is equal to other weapon type, or if it's not equal, we return false. If if item, actually we need the item for the other as well. I just realized. If the tier is 2, return false, because then it's like max tier, so we can't actually merge. If tier is equal to other item tier, or if it's not equal, I mean, then we also return false. Okay, so it has to be the same weapon type, tier has to be lower than 2. And the tier has to be the same. Then we return true. Okay, and then essentially the same for, well, weapon mods. I don't think we're gonna weapon mods are gonna be able to merge with other weapon mods actually, or I mean, sorry, weapon mods are gonna be able to merge with weapons. That's what they are gonna do. So actually, if we have a weapon, so this isn't always true then. Here. So if we have a weapon, then we need to check if it can merge. We need to say here, if other is equal to weapon, or if it's not equal to weapon, we return false. Actually we don't, because it could be a weapon mod. So if it's a weapon mod, then we return true, because then it should always work. If it's not a weapon, otherwise, if it's not a weapon, then it's false. So essentially, if it's a body mod, and then we return can merge with other weapon. Yeah. Now body mods, we don't even need this another function here. We can just say if the other type is a weapon, return. Well, actually, this is what we need to return. And then body mods can only merge with other body mods. So if other item type is not equal to body mod, return false. Alright. go. So we need a can merge for the weapon and for the body mods. You're not used. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna copy this, go over to body mod, put this here, and it should only work for the same type. Yeah, these are follow the same rules here. Okay. And then essentially we also need like a merge function then as well. Merge. So yeah, we're kind of gonna follow the same logic. If it's a modded a weapon and you're merging with a body mod or a weapon mod, we're gonna merge. We're gonna do like other other item type, weapon mod, then merge this with self dot, well, merge this with s, and then we need to have a pointer to that. Okay, so if it's a weapon mod, we merge it with the weapon mod. If it's not a weapon, we return. Well, it has to be a weapon in this case, because we're gonna assume we did the check already. We did the validation. So now it's the other thing, it has to be a weapon. And I'm gonna say, well, essentially what's going to happen is we are just going to say that self tier plus equals 1. And I think we also want to have like a merge event, because we want to say that, okay, one of these items are going to get destroyed. So it's either going to be the first item or the second item, depending on stuff. So I'm going to add a merge event. Yeah, and then it's either going to be like destroy, and then we have the pointer. So either maybe nothing happened. No, something should always happen here. Something needs to get destroyed. So I'm just gonna say destroy is a pointer to item. To make it a union enum. Okay, I'm not sure if there's gonna be any other events, but we'll do this because this is more. This is more like readable. I would say, like, to understand. Like, okay, if we just returned a pointer to an item, it would be kind of we kind of wouldn't guess what it would be unless we're reading. Maybe we have to add a comment or something. This makes it so that you can kind of understand. Okay, well, when we merged, we need to, something needs to happen here, or we get an event where it says like destroy item. Okay, it's a lot more descriptive of what's actually going on. Okay, and then let's see. Right, so we increased here by 1, and we now then say that we need to destroy the other item, because the other item was the mod, so we don't want to destroy the weapon, we don't want to destroy the mod. Okay. How? Wait, no, because the other is the weapon. Well, we want to destroy the other, probably, if we merge 2 weapons, right? And here we return, we actually no, you know what? We're gonna merge them with S. That should modify S, and then we want to return, okay, destroy other. Should probably always be destroy other, probably. Maybe not, actually. If it's no, because if we're down here, then we are going to say that we're gonna get this thing. You are gonna merge into self weapon, and we're gonna return destroy self. No, this is other. Then the other is the thing we need to destroy. Or I mean, other is the thing, is the weapon that we need to modify, and then we need to destroy self here, okay? Body mod, we destroy other, pretty sure. And same kind of thing here for the as the weapon, kind of just increased here by 1. All right, cool. There we go. So now we have a merge function. Not sure if it's gonna work. These things are gonna work, but we'll figure it out. All right. We have a canned merge function, and then we can just have merge. Alright, and this will be like, well, we can do this. A merge with B. Okay, they should be pointers. And we will switch on, we'll get this event here, we'll switch on it, and it should be a destroy. And then we get a pointer, we get the item that we need to destroy. And actually, we should probably just put this over here. So we just return this here. Yeah. Unless we add it here, but now we need like game. Yeah, let's do it like this. We get game. You are gonna be void. We're gonna switch on this. We're gonna get a destroy item. We're gonna say if item is equal to A. Wait. Yeah, it would be helpful actually to have more information than just the pointer to the item actually. Because we kind of need to find the item in both inventories now. I guess it doesn't matter that much. We can just loop through. Actually, we don't even need to know if it's A or B. We could just loop through both inventories. So it's gonna be like player. Oh yeah. Play component. And then we're just gonna loop through inventory items. We gotta get the inventory item. And here we could probably just check if this is equal to item. I think. If it's equal to item, then we just say im item equals to null and return, because then we're done, like we've done the thing. Okay, and then we do the same thing for the slots. Okay. Cool. Great. All right. Now I want to add another type of border here, which is going to be the merge border. Let's make it kind of the same, but also a little bit different. So I'm gonna move you down here. I'm gonna like do this to expand or grow by 1. I'll take you, I'm just gonna put maybe white. Whoops. I'm gonna pick this. Maybe we'll do like a deep blue here instead. Not sure how deep blue this is, but alright, it's a different kind of border anyway, so there we go. I'm gonna export this. Okay, now when we do this thing here, we have the swap border. If it's a swap thing, I'm gonna say like if can merge, we have, right, we need selected item and the other item. You know what? Let's just add game here, so we don't even need to put anything in here. We can actually just by the clues that we have. Actually, we do need one more thing. Actually, we need this thing here. You know what? Let's just do this here. So we need, right, this is the selection border. And we have the swap border here anyway, so let's say we need the selected item. It's gonna be that. And we also need the slot item. It's gonna be all the slots okay. And then if we can merge selected item and the slot item, oops, then we want to draw one thing, otherwise we'll draw. So this is a swap action. This is going to be the merge border, which is then 71,142 and 19 by 21. Cool. And now we get a bunch of issues here because we are getting oh wait, so you can't check the tags are gonna be the same. Okay, fine. I guess we'll put like active tag like this. That should work, I think. Yeah. One of them needs to be converted to the tag type, because otherwise we're trying to like compare like the subtype against each other. Okay, so now nothing's happening. Okay. Okay, so I mean it should have drawn either of these. Wait. Okay, there we go. So that will merge it. I'm gonna have to add like more indications of it actually gonna get merged here. But yeah. Swap and merge. Okay, cool. Oh, I forgot I need to disable this. Okay. Also, we can't merge if it's gonna be the same thing. So actually, if selected item equals slot item, we just break here. Oops. Okay. Cool. Now let's do the same for the other place, which is over here. Copy code, lower scale. That should be it, essentially. Grab out selected item. Don't do that, do this. And slot item is yeah, that's it. Center is gonna be position. There we go. Or not. Oh, maybe we didn't have a selected item. No, we should have a selected item. Okay, let's look at the actual error. Index out of bounds for length 2. Oh. Oh, because this is not the inventory, or this is the inventory. Right. Makes sense. There we go. And now this can be merged here as well. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to add a little transparency to the dragged item. Actually. Yeah. So you are the sprite. I'm going to get the sprite. And I'm going to change the tint to be alpha white 0.5 or 0.4 or something. I'm not sure. All right. Okay. Maybe it could be 0.5. Okay, here we go. Cool. And now the only thing we need to do is like when we are gonna release the thing over a thing, instead of doing swap, we're gonna do a merge if we can merge. So if select an item we can merge here, we're gonna do a merge instead. Otherwise we're gonna do a swap. Okay. Same thing here. Okay, now we get some issues over here. Incompatible types, pointer to an optional item. Okay, that makes sense. If item we get pointer to the thing. And yeah, same thing here. No thing may, oh, right. So, oh yeah, we need to implement the actual merge implementations here for the weapon mods. And, well, actually, that's the only thing we need to do. So, the merge here onto a weapon. Was it a weapon that we got, or what was the thing we got? We have a, yeah, it's a weapon, okay. So it's just gonna be apply actually. 1 second. Yeah, we can just call apply actually. So we don't even need merge, we already have apply. Cool. There we go. All right, let's see if that works. So if everything works now, we should be able to merge things. Boom. Except it got over there, I guess. You can't merge, so you're gonna get swapped. But yeah, it essentially works. It's just kind of... Okay, maybe we can do this. Maybe after the merge, if the deleted item is the dragged item, we don't need to do anything. But if the deleted item is the slot, if slot is... if slot is null, that means the thing we dragged into got deleted. Then we do a swap. Yeah, there we go. And if we do the other way around, we merge like this, then that one is gonna be cool. So we have like the merge functionality. And yeah, cool. Okay, so now what we need for this screen is we need to like have a button that says like now go to the next thing or something. Maybe I'm not sure where to put it. Maybe down here. It's the usual spot for buttons. Maybe we'll move everything up a little bit to make room for this button here. So draw this will get moved up. Let's do like 10 maybe of these perhaps. How does that look? Now that looks good. Okay, and then you gonna move 10 up here as well. Okay, and then we'll add like another button there. Let's see, draw next level button or something, I'm not sure. So we have like draw button. It's gonna be like I don't know, continue or something. I'm not sure what to call this or what to have there. Position is gonna be like position is gonna be get absolute. Let's do x 0.5, y is like 0.95 maybe. Color is green, text is white. There we go. Continue. Put it on 90 maybe. $92.5. Great. Awesome. All right. So now we press continue, then the continue button will make us go you know what? The thing with the buttons, I'm just gonna do this for fun. Okay, I'm just gonna add a button struct. The problem here though is that the button has to have a format. Let's just do this here. Let's try doing this shit. And format. We're gonna have I guess we could put args. I'm not sure how this works actually. We could also do maybe this button is a struct. We're gonna have the label is a finished thing. We're gonna have background color, text color. This is gonna be init. And then content format args gives us a button. We're gonna return some stuff. The thing is, like, we probably don't want to actually init this. Yeah, this is the issue. Like, we can't really store this information and use it later. That was what I wanted to have, essentially, is like store this information so we don't have to repeat this again and again. So we can kind of, yeah, but that seems like a hard task here. I actually don't know how to do this. I have to actually look that up, if it's even possible. Has to be possible in some shape or form, but it doesn't seem like a super easy thing to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to have to duplicate some stuff. But I wanted to do like a little exercise there, but yeah, we'll just leave it there for now. I mean, what you could do is pre-compute the label and then put that in a button struct. The thing is though, that could change, like that would be like per frame. Yeah, anyway. So we have the button rectangle, and then we're gonna say if you contain, well, it's gonna be like checkpoint rectangle. Wait, oh, mouse position button rectangle. So if this is true, then also we need mouse position. If this is true, then we click the thing, which means we are going to advance to the next level. I don't think we actually have a function for that actually, but essentially we, yeah. Yeah, just next level. or stage, which is what I called it. So this will go back to gameplay, and this I think it's the enemy system we have to deal with. Yeah. I think I mean, we could try just going back to gameplay and see what's gonna happen. I mean, we're also gonna need to change some stuff about the player, maybe. Well, we'll see. Wait. Oh. Right. So, yeah, we just need to collide with it now. We have to also check if... no. If mouse button is... No. If it's pressed, only then will we check this to continue. There we go. Cool. And that's the level. And then we skip that, we merge, we continue, and we're already like, okay, so it doesn't really reset anything. Let's get the enemy system. And okay, so what is happening here? We're entering the shop. We're actually setting the stage back to 0. We are setting the current stage, and we're getting the next wave. The problem probably is the timer here. I'm gonna add a setup function here. Where we need team. This is gonna be T. Yeah. And then where's the stage? Here's the stage. Do a setup. Next wave at equals T plus interval plus next total duration. Okay. Okay, and now when we advance the things, we also have to say setup T and current wave setup T. Okay, let's see if it goes back now a little bit more. And I'm gonna do that. Because the state is changed whenever we go to shop, but it's not... Wait, what happened? Okay. It's like every other. Wait. Oh, it's because if I wait now, it's gonna skip the thing. It's not when we press continue. Okay. So actually, I want to add a setup function here. And we're gonna say, well, current stage, setup, game, well, let's get T there. And then current wave setup. Okay, so we don't actually call them, well, I guess we can call them there, or we can call self setup actually. Okay. But the important thing is we need to call setup here to have the timers properly set up there. So wait a minute. Yeah. Cool. Great. Cool. All right. Now, so there we go. We have kind of the basic, everything like basic stuff in place. Now it's just a matter of adding a whole bunch of content and like fixing shit. And I mean, yeah, the UI here could maybe use a little work, like a little polish. We probably want to show how much shards you have, how much money you have here. And yeah, we need to add like, well, this now needs like the icons. I have not actually, well, actually we can do that now because that should be super easy. Where is that? Draw shop. And we just add the icons here instead of whatever was there before. It's gonna be... Wait, where is that? Oh, it's this one here. So we get the renderable empty slot. This is actually the empty slot renderable. And then we get the item renderable. It's gonna be item sprite. Here we go. And then item renderable draw. All right. Okay, there we go. Now we get the different icons there. Cool. Great. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, but as I said, the UI here could, you know, get some love. The thing is, like, I'm not a UI designer. The thing, like, the basic layout I could kind of get, but then like the design in between and stuff like that is, you know, borders and background colors, surface colors, decorations, whatever, you know, that is not really my forte, as you can probably tell. But yeah, now let's see. Yeah, and we want to draw the shards over here. We want to add a bunch of different enemies. We want more types of weapons, more types of everything, basically. We're gonna have to, yeah, there's a lot of things. And fortunately, tomorrow I will have a little bit more time to actually build this stuff, because I'm never gonna complete, like if I had like just 4 hours tomorrow, because tomorrow's the last day of the game jam, so I would never have enough time to actually like add stuff in here, because I have to like go now here basically. But yeah, I actually fortunately I have a little bit more time tomorrow, so yeah, I will try to add like as much as possible and we'll see where it ends up. Okay, well, that's gonna be, it's gonna be a cool like first, it has been a really nice experience actually, like this first game. This is my first game jam, so but yeah, that is going to be it for this time. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow, and well, I'm gonna be there anyway. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you later. Bye bye.